Hey, hope you guys are doing good. Just wanted to have a quick live stream this morning. I don't have a video for today. Typically, every Saturday we'll have a video up, but I wanted to give you guys a little insight into what goes on here in preparation for shooting videos and what I'm doing here on the farm. So hopefully everybody's doing well. Please jump in, pound the like button as you come in the door. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing and being a channel member. I'd love to have you as a channel member. Lots of little extras there. I'm gonna move my light around just a little bit. It is an absolutely gorgeous day here on the farm, guys. I'm just trying something a little different. Typically, I'll do my Wednesday night live stream. And I thought, well, why not do a live stream here on Sunday morning? Kind of talk to you guys about what goes on, what goes into the channel, and all of what goes into the channel. There's a lot behind the scenes that a lot of folks just don't know about. So good morning to everybody. We'll give some folks a little bit of time to get in here. Drinking my coffee this morning. This is my old poop coffee. So it's a good time, guys. I encourage you, if you're not a channel member, jump in and become a channel member. It's one way that you can give back and help out with this whole farm project. It's an expensive project. Probably cost me somewhere in the neighborhood of $8,000 to $10,000 a month to keep the channel up and rolling, guys. So just so you know, that's what it does. That's what it does. So always appreciate channel members, and you'll get recognized during the live stream. So coffee with Stoney this morning. That's it. So what we're doing here this morning, and what I typically do, is all of my merch is right over here beside me. I'll turn the camera. This is where your hats and shirts come from. So typically on Saturday mornings, I wake up early, grab my coffee, get on my website and find all my orders that have been placed and go through and box up those orders either every Saturday or every other Saturday. Box up those orders and get them sent out to you guys. I've got a ton of shirts, tons of hats if you want to pick up a shirt or a hat, and I still have the hog scrapers from the first videos that I did on the channel. These are hog scrapers that are really, really hard to find. I've got a local source on these guys. So if you're processing hogs this winter and you need some hog scrapers, I've got them on StoneyRidgeFarmer.com. I ordered 400 of these. Yeah, 400 of them. There's a huge demand for them, and nobody can find them. Even up in like Amish country and stuff like that, people can't find those. So I hope I provide a good service for everybody. Good morning, Nathaniel. Nathaniel Dunn. Good morning. Good morning to everybody. So what goes on behind the scenes? Last night I'm preparing for today's filming. Weekends are really, really busy for me, so I really get no weekend. And if you guys think about it, if you're following the channel, if you've been here, let me know how long you've been here. How many subscribers did I have when you guys came along? Post it down there. I'd love to know. And what goes into this is I have to plan out my weekends and my weekdays. Sometimes I can get help on the weekends to help me film some of this stuff. So like today, I'm going to go out and I'm going to be working with the skid loader. I'm going to be working with the TYM T254 tractor and the 1104 tractor. So it'll be mowing also. So Daryl been with me for less than a year, 4 years. Awesome, man. 3 years. That's cool. Really cool. Thanks, guys. So planning all this stuff out. So last night I set out everything that I needed. I've got batteries charging. I've got GoPros. I mean, sometimes when I'm filming, I've got 2 and 3. Hopefully you guys like this this descriptive stuff. But sometimes when I'm filming, I've got 2 or 3 of these GoPros. This is a magnetic GoPro mount. And they'll be stuck all over the machine and or in the dirt or wherever, man, on the chainsaw, on a helmet, on the top of the skid loader. These little GoPros are a lifesaver. I use GoPros for the moving stuff, in case you guys wonder about behind the scenes. I use a DJI Mavic Pro 2 drone to fly around. So each GoPro costs around $300, something like that. The drone is about $1,800, so there's $1,800 flying around in the air while I'm working the tractor. it gets a little nerve-wracking at times. The drone, you can program a little bit to follow you, but it doesn't always work exactly right. So that's what goes on. There'll be a drone flying around on live stream. So right now you're on a tripod right now on my cell phone, and I've been doing research this morning. I was watching Tony's Tractor Adventure. Big shout out to Tony, guys, if you're subscribed to Tony. If you're not, check him out. Tony's Tractor Adventure, good friend. He's the one that's helped me out so much with the TYM tractors. This is a gimbal. This is what I use typically if I'm running and gunning with the cell phone. This will float the cell phone all smooth. So if I'm doing a live stream and I'm out and about on the farm, that's what I'm using typically. Cameras, my go-to cameras, these are about, a lot of people have asked this stuff, man. So that's why I'm telling you. This is, it says good battery. I don't know why it says good battery, because the batteries pop in and out. Oh, good battery, because the batteries fall out. This is a Sony AX33. These are the go-to cameras that I use. I've got 3 of those. So sometimes while I'm filming, there will be 5 cameras rolling at the same time, and it's just me, guys. It's me that comes up with the concept of what I'm doing. It's me that comes up with the ideas. It's me that sets up the cameras. This is called a shotgun mic right here. This is a microphone that picks up just a little bit better than the standard mic that would come on the camera. You end up amassing all these things, lighting kits, stuff like that. So right now, even though we're just sitting in my office, there's a light right here. There's lighting that's going on. When I do the Food Friday stuff, there's lights in the kitchen, there's setup, there's all sorts of stuff that goes into just making the videos for you guys. So I'm looking pretty green today, yeah, for sure. None of my old shirts fit anymore, guys. Corona sucks. Huh? All right, Jeff. And we all know that. None of my old clothes fit anymore. So anyway, I've got a cell phone, a second cell phone right here charging. This phone will be for the drone. So I actually have 2 cell phones. One phone is hooked to the drone, and the other phone is the one that you see right here. When it comes to doing music and recording and stuff like that for the videos, we'll pull down the mic right there. So right there's the mic. I could use it right here and pretend like I was talking on it, but that's kind of fake, right? So we'll get that guy up out of the way. This is the little studio that I have set up here in my house, in my back office. Philip the Wise sends a $5 super chat. What's up, SRF videos? Have been great. Come a long way. Thanks, man. Thanks. I actually have, so I used to sit in here and I edited videos for hours upon hours upon hours. I've got a fellow that's helping me out now with the editing, which you guys can probably see. There's been, over time, there's been steps that have been made with the editing of the videos. They've gotten better and better and better and better and better. Now, it all depends on how much time you want to put into a video. Each video takes somewhere between 3 to 5 hours to edit and 3 to 5 hours to film. So today I'll be shooting 2 videos. So basically I'm outside for almost 10 hours today shooting videos, running the skid steer, running the little tractor. I've got some zero turn stuff. I've got to actually accomplish stuff. I've got to mow the yard. Today is a big mowing day, and tomorrow is a big mowing day also. Other things that are going on. So Greg Judy has his grazing school coming up in a week from today. Greg Judy's grazing school will be coming up. I've got hired somebody to stay here and look after the farm the whole time I'm gone, and I'm going to go out to Greg Judy's place in Missouri. So once again, behind the scenes stuff that's going on. So I'm flying to Greg Judy's. I'm coming back to relieve whomever is watching my farm. His name is Chris. And then I'll fly back to Minnesota the next weekend to go to Toro's headquarters to see all the new cool Toro stuff and get to meet a whole bunch of other YouTubers that are going to be there. So, man, there's just so much that goes on behind the scenes, not only building and working and running the sawmill and running the farm and making sure the cows are healthy and making sure the chickens are good and building stuff. There's also filming stuff. There's also editing stuff. And this is right here my list of videos. So this is my editing spreadsheet. I have a spreadsheet that I have all put together, and I've got videos already planned all the way to the 2nd of November. That's how far out I have videos already planned and stacked up, ready to go. Not filmed and ready to go, stacked up and ready for me to look at. So every morning I get up and I look at that schedule. Not only do I have to do the general maintenance and general stuff that goes on the farm, I look at that schedule and I brainstorm every morning and every evening on how I'm going to do this. How am I going to take this idea, this is just a list of ideas. How am I going to take, let me move that over a little bit. You guys can't see it. But move that list of ideas over. The current window is too small. Okay. and put those ideas into video. So there's a lot of creativity involved in this, and if you really think about it, it sounds like you need to hire an editing guy. Yep, Jeff. That's why I do have a guy that's helping me edit. His name is Josh. Also, he was in the four-wheeler video when we put the loader system on the four-wheeler. Haley Sticky, do you really need to say I miss Mrs. Stoney Ridge? I don't know what there is to miss, unless you just want to look at her, because she didn't say a whole lot in the videos. The only time she really said anything was when she came back for a 3-month period of time. There's another stressor. So that's what else is going on the farm. So not only did I go from a 2-income family, and we were doing real well, to and a partner to help, to nothing, to just me doing this. So I had to hire an editor to help me out because I just didn't have enough time. I'd be up till midnight every night and get up at 5 a.m. every morning. So how's the Starlink internet doing? It's doing great. You're on the Starlink internet right now, so it's doing absolutely great. So in between all this stuff, again, I'm working on the farm, trying to build the farm, trying to get everything done just right. We'll be traveling in October. I'll be going out to Indiana. Once again, have to hire somebody to stay here on the farm to look after everything. Got cats, dogs, chickens, and cows. When you've got a farm like this, you just can't leave it behind to just nobody. It has to be somebody that's intelligent, that's really going to have a trained eye to look at your property. I can tell you that I've left the property and someone was here watching after everything. They didn't water the animals properly, and I feel like that if they would have kept their eyes on things a little bit better, and taking care of the animals, I wouldn't have lost one. So, you know, it makes me very, very nervous to leave. This is my home. These are my babies. This is my thing. Even to leave for a day, it really makes me nervous, just because I don't want to lose anything that I worked so hard for. Morning, Josh. Hope all is well. Isolating due to being exposed to COVID. Man, COVID's really hit all over the country really, really bad here lately. So hope everybody's doing well. Now, being in the new pasture, is water the main issue for the cows? Well, every pasture here is new. Everything here is new. I get questions a lot like, did you inherit this place from your parents or your grandparents or whatever? No, everything here is new. Everything here was my vision. Everything here is being built. So every pasture here is new. Every well here is new. When I say new, it's under 5 years. So everything is new here. And being that everything is new here, and we're going to go around, we're going to shoot a video all about the fencing and stuff very soon. But being that everything is new here, it's all a learning experience. So even if you just moved to a piece of property and it already had existing fences and wells and waterers and stuff like that, it would still be new to you and you would have to learn it. It is a first generation farm. Thanks, Lila. It's new. It's all new. So is water the major issue? Water isn't the major issue really right now. We've got all the water situation handled on this side of the farm, and this is the smaller side of the farm for now. This is a 60 acres on one side, 90 acres on the other side. Bigger area fenced in the 90 acres than it is on the side, and we'll start building more fence over here on the other side so we can get the cows in that new pasture that we just cleared. And we cleared 50 acres, and you guys can it's when you clear a place to put your house on your homestead, typically you're clearing 2 to 5 acres. We cleared 50 acres last year. Me and Frank, my loader operator, cleared 50 acres total last year. 50 acres. That's a lot of land. That's a lot. Imagine just seeding your lawn every year is a pain in the butt. Imagine getting grass established on 50 acres. We're talking 45, 50, $60,000 thrown at this. So it it takes it. And in the midst of all that, the social situation that was going on here on the farm with my wife that you guys didn't even know about. And maybe we could talk about that. If you, do you guys, are you interested in that? Do you want to have a conversation about what happened there with me and Mrs. Stoney Ridge? It will not be accusatory. I still think that she's a great person. I just don't think she's a great person for me. Brandy says no. Yeah, on the misses. Brandy, you're being outvoted. Not really any of my business. Well, I'll briefly go into it. What you didn't know about over the past 2 years on the channel is that Mrs. Stoney Ridge had left the farm several times. Several times she left. Seven. The last time was the 8th time. And I really, really worked hard. I'm not a person to say uncle. I'm not a person to say, oh my goodness, this sucks. I'm done. I'm out. I'm not that person. I don't just pull the cord and say I'm out. Eject. I just don't do that. So I really, really worked hard, and I arranged marriage counseling. I arranged faith-based, Christian-based marriage counseling. And nothing worked. Nothing seemed to work. It always went back to bad again and arguments again. And it was so bad. And you guys can see I've lost weight. I feel better. My smile is better. Everything is better now that I don't have that stress on me anymore. And it was a lot of stress. And Chad, I tell you, it is my business, but I'm a kind of a public figure here in the eyes of a lot of folks. There's 570,000 followers here, so one day I'll do a video totally dedicated to what went on. But all I can say is that I put every ounce of myself and what I have and what I love and what I want and who I am into the marriage, into the relationship, and it still didn't work. It has to be a two-way street, and when it's not a two-way street, it just doesn't work. So that's what happened. If there was ever any doubt that Josh gave up, he didn't give up. After 8 times, he made a decision. After 8 times moving in and out, and this roller coaster of bull crap. I mean, I'm a real guy too, man. It's just a roller coaster of emotional bull crap. I couldn't do it anymore, and I gained from the time I got married, or the time I got up here on the farm. I gained somewhere in the neighborhood of 45 pounds of stress weight, I would say. And I'm able to get that stress weight off. I'm able to get back out and do my mountain biking. Divorce is tough. Divorce is like, it's like losing somebody and they're still alive. It's sad. It's unfortunate. And she's probably watching right now. I don't know, but I'm not going through it again. I'm not going to go through fighting every day again. So that's another part of behind the scenes that's gone on the farm. So Jared says, I lose weight when I'm stressed. Man, I lose weight when I'm happy. I get back to normal. And I look back at some of the videos and I think, man, look at that jelly, that jelly roll. He looked good. I had like 9 necks going on there. It's pretty funny. So it's a absolutely gorgeous day. Last night it was down to 63 degrees in the house. It was super awesome. Yeah, wish her all the best, Jared. Absolutely. So any questions about what's going on the farm, guys? I want to open this up to a conversation. for you. Any new projects? New projects wise, I am working with DWS right here. DWS Structures. Right now, this is where is it? This is a package building. I am going to go look at several barn dominium type homes and buildings similar to this guy right here, to try and decide what in the heck I'm going to build here on the farm. We're at the point where we need to go ahead and start doing it. Did I get rid of the batwing? Yes, Jeff, the batwing is gone. I've been talking to my local woods dealer and talking about getting a new woods batwing for the tractor. So for the TYM T1104. Hello from Minnesota. Ricky, I'll be in Minnesota. I'll be in Minnesota in a couple weeks. But I won't have time to stop and say hey. When did you say you was coming to Missouri? If you go on Greg Judy's website, he's having a grazing school. I think it's next weekend. So I'll be out there at least Saturday for sure. That will save a ton of time watching here. We're building a barn dominium too. How are the baby cows? Any plan of butchering more soon? The young cows are doing good. Probably June of next year will be when I decide to process the next cow. The beef is good. The beef is delicious. I will say that grass-fed beef just tastes a little bit differently, a little bit different than the other beef. Have you heard from Chad Catrone lately? How are they doing? I haven't talked to Chad. Typically, Chad will call me up with some funny question sometimes, but I haven't talked to Chad and Shelby. That's North Country Off Grid. They got really involved in the politics thing on their channel, and really involved into my rights are this and this is, you know, and I kind of lost track of what was going on. They were having a serious stressful situation with the county that they lived in, and it's just a matter of fact that the county that you live in or the state, you can't do anything. You can't just go build something, run septic and well and all that stuff. You can't just go do permits and proper permitting and stuff like that for safety reasons and for other reasons. So that's why we have building codes. You should, I believe, be able to build whatever you want to build. And if you build it in the name of agriculture, I think you can just about build anything you want. But if you're not building in the name of agriculture, then you've got to. So, especially with electrical and stuff like that. Any new animals coming to the farm? No new animals coming to the farm yet, and next year we will make the drive out to pick up some sheep from Greg Judy's place, and we will make the drive out to pick up a couple of dogs. So me and a neighbor are going into that. Do you have any idea how much 1,000-foot of fencing like yours would cost? Well, it just depends on the layout of your land and stuff like that. I mean, it's material wise, I don't know. I honestly don't know right now. I know that you're looking at between $8 and $16 a linear foot for fencing, but it depends on your gates, your lay of your land, how many posts you need, if the land's up and down like this, if it's really rocky soil. There's just so much to go into that. So some sweet gal that wants to live in the country should put Daisy Dukes on and come ringing at his gate. That's funny. Bigger government is far easier to get than smaller government. I don't know. Josh, can I bring that saw to you if I make it to Greg Judy's? I'm not far from him. Dude, I can't haul a giant saw blade back on an airplane. No, I think we best just give that one up. I appreciate it, but I can't put that on a plane. He's got a crosscut saw blade. He's like, man, this thing would be so cool, but I can't do it. Are there wolves in your area? Philip's asking Ricky if there are wolves. government, never people's side. I will say that you have to have codes, you have to have rules, you have to have laws. That's what's called civilization. We have codes, rules, and laws that govern our civilization. If not, we turn into a bunch of heathens. So, yeah, absolutely. I would say that the reason that the government tells me how I can put my septic system in is so that it doesn't affect the watershed down the river. I mean, and if we didn't do that, we'd end up with a situation like you have like up in West Virginia. And I've seen this, guys. I've seen this. The river runs through the town in West Virginia, up in coal country. And if you guys have ever been through the coal fields of West Virginia on Highway 52, if you've never been through there, make it a point once in your life to drive through there and watch your speed, because you will get pulled over. I drove all the way through the coal fields in West Virginia, down through came out in Bluefield, West Virginia. You drive through these towns called Gilbert and Warsaw, all sorts of different little towns. And I will tell you, that is an experience. Some of the plumbing back in the day was made to where when they flushed the toilet, it just went out into the river. So you'll see like poop and stuff just rolling down the river. So yeah, man, it's good to hear a grown man say we have to have laws. I'm so tired of everyone thinking their freedom. Yeah. Yep, the divorce stuff will pass. It'll be all right. Yeah. So anyway, that's why the laws are in place, because there's poop going down the river. I mean, I grew up on the Smith River in Virginia and near Martinsville, Virginia, and there were factories that dumped, there were like textile factories that dumped dye in the river. So you would go down to the river that was in the back of my yard, and you would see the river would be blue one day, purple one day, green one day. There was dye rolling right down the river, and that was acceptable. And that wasn't long ago. That was back in the 80s. How in the world was this ever acceptable? That's why we have codes, government, and law, because in a civilized society, we don't dump dye in the river. And that was, in the 80s, man. That's 30 years ago. That was only 30 years ago. How long do you think it takes for Virginia's #1 premier trout stream? The Smith River was Virginia's premier #1 trout stream, and they just destroyed the ecosystem by dumping that stuff in there. So how big of a pole barn house? This won't be a pole barn. This will be, no, I didn't go to Ferrum College. This would be a steel structure. Okay, so it would be steel beams. That's what I'm looking at, not a pole barn. I've seen the results of wooden buildings, wooden structures, and the rot that it causes. Okay, so I don't want to deal with that. I want to pour a concrete pad. I want a building that's permanent. I want a building that's going to outlast me, just like my fences. I want my fences to outlast me, and I want my home to outlast me. So Lake Erie was bad too. Yeah, oh yeah, they dump all sorts of stuff in there. Somebody just asked if I went to Ferrum College. No, I've been up there though, and the Ferrum Folk Festival is coming pretty soon. That's a pretty fun deal in October. No law to justify effectuous absence of what? We're currently from lack of understanding behind our laws. Okay. Build it and they will come. So, yeah, okay, let's go with that. Let's talk about that. So why is the farm not open to the public? Because it's just me here. A lot of folks will email me, hey man, I'm coming through North Carolina. I'm coming through Asheville, North Carolina, and I want to come to your place, and I always have to send an email back, hey, the farm's not open to the public, it's just me, I don't have time, I just don't have time, and I don't have the facility. So if you're going to have, this is my home, this is my private home, and I bring it to you via the videos, but eventually the plan is to open this up and have some classes on how to process chickens, how to process hogs, how to do the whole butchering setup, everything. But until then, I don't have facilities for folks to come, and I need facilities for folks to go to the bathroom. I mean, something as simple as for folks to go to the bathroom is really hard. So Morton is building our building, and we hired a general contractor to finish it. Why? Gotcha. It's so weird to actually catch it live. It's not weird. We do a live stream every week. Try to anyway. So anyway, I want to give you guys a little bit of insight into what goes on here on the farm. This morning, again, I'm going to leave you in just a minute. I'm going to run out. I'm going to go check the cows, make sure they've got plenty of water, everything. Pumpkin farming or Christmas tree farming, maybe fruit. Nope. I'm doing livestock, man. I'm doing cattle. I'm doing chickens. We may do garden vegetables and stuff like that. But, man, do you know how much work goes into and money goes into planting an orchard and the or pumpkins or whatever? I mean, there's just so much money and time and work that goes into that stuff. I'm already pretty heavy laden with infrastructure for the cows. And that's what the plan was. I want to be able to enjoy my life and not go out every single day and weed a 50-acre patch of pumpkins. That's just not my thing. So yeah, lots of pruning. Yeah, there's more than pruning that goes on. That's for sure. Not enough topsoil. Yeah, absolutely. Pears grow good here. Do you still keep your deer plots? Or are they just pasture? I don't need deer food plots. I've got a garden out here, man. I don't need to feed deer to bring them in. We are absolutely overwhelmed and overpopulated with deer. I may end up planting some food plots way on the backside of the farm at some point just to bring the deer to that area, but really we just don't need food plots. So yes, I'm still going to raise pigs, Ed, but I don't have pigs right now currently. If I had pigs, I couldn't leave. There's no way I could leave. See you later, Lila. So anyway, I'll get off the live stream. I'll go down. I'm gonna go check the cows, make sure everybody's got water, make sure everybody's cool, everything's good. The dogs need to be fed, the cats need to be fed, the chickens need to be fed and watered, the tomatoes need picking. And then I'll grab the skid steer and we're going to do a video about the skid steer and why every farm needs a skid steer. I mean, I really think that a skid steer is an indispensable piece of equipment to have on the farm. So how many interns are you going to have? LOL. I don't know that I'll ever have any interns here. I may have one or two. I'm not real sure. It's a lot to manage. I mean, there's a reason why Greg Judy, when he does his videos, it's just him walking with the camera, walking with his phone, showing what he's doing, because he just does. It's hard to pull away and have that time. And when you have interns, you have people tearing stuff up too. So you've got silly mistakes that get made. And those silly mistakes that get made on the farm often cost life, limb, and money. Or life, limb, or money, and or all of the above. So yeah, sounded like a lot of mowing to me. You could plant what isn't sufficiently grazed and not have to mow or weed. The Stoney Ridge farm is very stony, very rocky. This is not in any way. If I planted crops on the land, I would have to turn back the hands of time of what I'm trying to do here, which is build pasture. So I'm not growing row crops, and I'm not. Imagine this. Imagine growing pumpkins on 20 acres. How much income is that going to bring versus the amount of work that you have to do? So just think about that. Just think about that. That's a lot. Why would I spin my wheels, waste my time, put chemical fertilizer down, and plant something that is just going to be 30 acres of pumpkins and make $2,000? Maybe get $2,000, but put $4,000 into it. And there's a video coming soon about why I'm not mowing hay off the farm. Speaking of robbing Peter to pay Paul, spending a bunch of money on the farm just so that I can cut my own hay off the farm, that makes no sense whatsoever at all. So, and I do plant clover. Yep. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to give you a little bit of behind the scenes. Everything's going good here on the farm. Just busy. This is my schedule. This is all the stuff. You probably can't see it too good. It's a little fuzzy, but this is all the stuff that goes on here on the farm. It takes a lot of work. It takes a village. Again, I got a guy helping me edit right now. The videos go on Twitter. They go on Facebook. They go on Instagram. They go on Reddit. They go on TikTok. I even have a little TikTok thing, and they go on YouTube. So all of these different platforms, there's all this stuff. So behind the scenes, and another cool behind the scenes that's getting ready to go on is RFD TV reached out to me. And if you guys watch RFD TV, you may see Stoney Ridge Farmer on there pretty soon, which would be super, super cool. We're trying to work together with RFD TV and get some of my content out there TV for a totally different audience. So that should be really, really cool. In the process of buying land, are there any first steps that you recommend? Buy land, don't buy a hillside. The first steps is go look at 50 different places before you buy anywhere, okay? Don't waste any money just because you have the dream of doing it. So you are the reason I started researching no-till and regenerative farming. Thanks, man. Needs tacos. Thank you. Hope Google wants to try again with you, bud. That would be awesome. Google is YouTube. Google was out here on the farm about 2 years ago for about a week filming video. We're about 8.5 hours away from Stonewall. Okay, good. Google was out here for a week. We shot a documentary for Earth Day 2 years ago when COVID first hit. COVID killed it. It didn't get published. It didn't get put out there. Still have the opportunity to put it out there. It's kind of a timeless video. So hopefully if they don't publish it, maybe they'll give it to me and let me publish it on the channel. We'll see. We will see. Well, that's it, guys. I'm about done with my coffee. My third cup of coffee. I got to go hop on the four-wheeler, run down, check the cows' water, and get the ball rolling for the day, man. Got to mow the yard, got to mow the pastures, got to work with the skid loader, got a bunch of manure to move, a bunch of dirt to move, some trails to work on, and all this stuff has got to be done. And I'm going mountain biking later today so I can get more of this belly beat off. So thanks a lot, guys. Please pound the like button, jump in, subscribe to the channel. If you're not already subscribed, I'd love to have you back. I got to go get busy. We'll see you next time. How much weight have you dropped? 70 pounds. Almost 70 pounds, man. See y'all. Take care. Woo!